briefly just about the game, and I said it during the timeout that we had after the flagrant two that somebody was going to take control of the game. And I've been imploring our guys, and I told them even before the game, it's when you play games like this late in the year and knowing a little bit about us and a little bit about them, it's going to be the most aggressive team. And I thought up until that point, both teams were still kind of figuring each other out and, kind of not forging ahead and making enough plays consecutively to take control of the game. And then that happened, and they became the team that did. And obviously, Whitehead had a phenomenal performance to push the lead up for that. But, it just goes to what can and should happen sometimes in this game. And if you go back in time a short year ago, you could say anything you want negatively about Seton Hall, and it's probably true about their chemistry or about what was going on. And they corrected themselves. They made some adjustments, mentally and with their roster. And I think as good as Isaiah Whitehead is, I give credit to Derek Gordon as a fifth-year guy who came in, and he didn't get named captain just because. He get named captain because he took control of the team. And now we see the end result of that, where you've got young guys led by a really, really good, if not great player, who I give him a lot of credit. In this game doesn't lie. He's an insatiable worker, and he's got a lot of talent. You put those things together, and he can put what he did today on display. And he's surrounded by some really good players, but they bought in. They bought into what Kevin is been preaching. I'm sure he's been preaching that for a lot of years. But when you have good chemistry, you have a much better chance, and you surround that with good players, and you have a better chance. So as a result, they finished the regular season in third place, which in this league is quite admirable. And I don't know if America really knows how good they are, but they'll be a force to be reckoned with. Come NCAA tournament time. And for us, it was again, as I said, it was a chance to make some plays on both ends, and I don't know that physically or mentally we got that done enough to get over the hump.
Coach, before that flagrant foul, you guys were still down within 3 points, and Whitehead had his stretch of back-to-back threes, and then had a steal on Billy Garrett. Like, how devastating was that for him to go off like
not
that?
Devastating. It was part of the game. He had right in front of our bench in the first half. He had a step-back jump shot, which is as good a shot, more talented shot you can make. And so, I thought he was feeling real good about himself today. And so there wasn't, devastating is a very difficult word, but what he did over the course of the game, and then after that flagrant two call was what lead players on teams do. That's what they're called to do, and that's the position he's worked his tail off to put himself in. And so it didn't become any one shot until he hit a barrage of threes after that flagrant two.
All right, and then the follow-up, what do you think his chances could be for being Player of the Year, possibly in the conference?
We've got a lot of really good players. He's right there and on the top of the conversation and the tip of anyone's tongue. And as is Josh Hart, and his team is won, since he's been there, and he's three-time consecutive Big East champions, as is Chris Dunn, who is probably as much up for Player of the Year nationally as he is in this league. You got Ben Teal, who's the leading scorer in the league, and has at times carried them when Dunn has been sick or ill or hadn't played his best basketball, and the list goes on and on. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens when the votes are tallied. But Isaiah Whitehead is taking a backseat to none of them.
Talked about the chemistry that Seton Hall has. How do you feel like the guys have bought in this year to kind of things you're bringing to the table that you're trying?
At Seton Hall?
No. How do you feel like
it's a work in progress. I think when you take over a situation and you try to impart your standards or the things that you believe in, I'd like to think that it can be done right, but it doesn't happen like that. It doesn't happen like that, and you've got to change so many things, starting with the mentality, theirs and everybody else's, about doing things different and things that have been acceptable being unacceptable. And you've got to preach it every day. And as we close the regular season, have there been some things positively that have changed in a good good direction? Absolutely. Is there a lot of work yet to do? Positively, there's a ton of work yet to do. And if anybody thought, starting with me, that we're gonna come in here and we're gonna win this league, then we weren't dealing with reality. It's gonna take some time, but you've seen some beautiful houses when you're walking down the street, and those weren't built in a day either. So I thought if we start building the foundation, pouring cement, making sure that it's done right and it's balanced, that when you start erecting your house, it's gonna be done and look the right way, and then you can enjoy it for years to come.